Hey everybody, welcome back. Old Guy Gamer here. Let's see if we can do a little better job on this video than we did on the last one. How do I get out of here? Turn right out of there. Okay, cool. Last video ended poorly. I got called away to dinner. I put my headphones down, came back, realized the audio wasn't in my headset, so I figured it would still just record on its own, and it didn't. I did a little commentary. It saved that, but it didn't have the audio from the game attached, so a little bit of a snafu on my part. So I ended that video kind of... Why is it still saying press E to stop the engine? Oh, solve that. Okay. I kind of stopped the video last time on day one, kind of in the middle of a active drive, just because I lost the audio. So sorry about that. See if I can do better this time. Day 2 of our trip from New York to Miami, pulling 3 Kenworth. I think they're all sleeper cab trucks. Of course, I'm pulling trucks that are nicer than the truck I'm driving. I like this Volvo. I'll keep it until I pass it down to one of my company drivers. Don't know when that's going to be. We'll see. If you guys saw my video, let's see, what is today? Today's Tuesday. Yesterday was New Mod Monday. It was yesterday. Go back and check out that video. Didn't really like the mod from day one yesterday. It was just, actually, you know what? It's still active today. I didn't even turn it off. I totally forgot. It's a no fines mod. I don't really recommend it. You can do the same, you can get the same effects yourself by just turning off the traffic violations option in your settings. So instead of downloading a mod and doing all that, just go turn it off in the settings. It's the same thing. You don't have to have a mod to not get fined. I thought that the mod would give me a notification that I had committed a violation, and then just say that the fine was 0, but it didn't do that. It let me bump into cars and speed and, you know, do all kinds of craziness. And it didn't do anything. It just was like an arcade game. So, got some rain today. This was our New Mod Monday mod from a couple of Mondays ago. I really did like this mod. I do like the realistic rain. It really does affect your visibility. It sounds good. It looks good. This is one I like. Alright, come on, Prius. Get out of the fast lane. Seriously, you're not passing anybody. You're going 40 miles an hour. For crying out loud. That Kenworth in the mirror looks like it's missing some headlights. I think that's just the way it looks. I don't think I damaged them. Of course, he slows me down. Now I gotta go uphill. I'm having trouble. Downshifting. Stupid Prius. I actually talked to a buddy of mine the other day. He drives a Prius. He bought it brand new. He's been driving it for, oh man, I want to say he said 14 years. It's been a long time he's had it. It's got a couple 100,000 miles on it. I told him that I would never consider driving a Prius. I would never buy one. But I told him that the reason was that the batteries are too expensive when they need replacing, and he told me that, yeah, if you go through the manufacturer, they cost $8,000 and they are expensive and prohibitively so. You know, that's just too much to have to put into a car every few years for a new battery. But he told me there's aftermarket companies now that provide batteries for the Prius for like $1,000. So he said he's replaced the battery in his Prius, his old Prius, with a couple 100,000 miles. He's replaced the battery a couple times already. I think he said he's on his 3rd battery, or he's replaced it 3 times, which would be his 4th battery. But he said he's bought used batteries before, and he's bought batteries from third-party manufacturers, and he's been pretty happy with it. He said it's not as expensive as you'd think. So again, not that I would ever buy a Prius, but I just don't like the style. I don't need a car that small, or I don't know. I'm just not that guy. I don't want to drive a Prius, so I'm not going to. But if you were like me and you were thinking that it would be bad for you just because of those batteries, well, you heard it here. Go investigate it on your own. Take a look around. See what you find out. Maybe you'll find out that it's not as expensive to own as a pre-owned car. You know, buying it as a pre-owned car as you might have thought. Well, I think we're still in North Carolina. It is raining pretty good. It says the speed limit's 70. I'm not even doing 70, and I'm passing everybody up. Whatever. I'll make good time. Speed limit's still 70. I'm only going 60. Still passing everybody. I gotta remember to turn the fines off. The no fines mod off. I'm just going to delete it. I'm not going to keep that one around. I'll be up front and honest with you guys. I'll let you know if I keep or delete a mod. That one I'm going to get rid of. This rain mod, though, it's going to stick around. I'll be quiet for a little bit. Just turn your volume up and listen to the rain sounds on the glass, the rain sounds on the metal of the roof of the truck. See if we get any thunder noises. I'll be quiet for a little bit. That is some good noises right there. That's good sleeping background noise. When I started doing the YouTube videos, my daughters asked me if I was gonna, they saw the microphone I bought. I like recording the video with the sound on one track and doing the audio commentary on another track. My daughters saw the microphone I bought and asked me if I was going to be doing SMR videos or ASMR videos, something like that. I forget what it's called. I don't even know what it's called, so of course I don't even know what it was. The videos, not videos, the audio tracks that I guess you just listen to for the relaxing nature. I don't really get it, but apparently it's a thing with young people. I was thinking this is my first time, and I was thinking that this is my first time in Georgia on this trip. And I was trying to remember how many times I've been to Georgia in real life. I was going to say once. But I have actually been to Georgia twice. I flew into Atlanta in the middle of the night, and some Army guy picked us up and shipped us off to our first day of basic training in Alabama. We flew into Atlanta. And that was really cool how it just transitioned from rain to day, from rain to sunshine like that. That's pretty cool. And the other time I was down in Georgia, we were just driving through. We did a driving vacation once. Loaded up the minivan, loaded up the kids, started driving. We did stops in Asheville, North Carolina, Savannah, Georgia. But one thing I noticed when we were going through Georgia was there are so many like roadside stops where you can buy peaches. I figured peaches were just the thing that was on the sign. It was like just a state pride thing. Yeah, we grow our peaches, but man, they really do take it seriously down there. It's like every other mile there's a person selling peaches on the side of the road. It's pretty funny. Some of the signs are misspelled, probably on purpose to make you feel bad for them. I don't know. Georgia's nice. It's not my favorite state, but I'd go back there to visit again. Actually, this game kind of gets it right. That's all I really remember was just the highway with the big stretches of trees down the side. You know, I'm from the Midwest, and you look out the windows on a highway drive out here in the Midwest, and it's nothing but cornfields and dirt and little farmhouses out in the distance. This is what I remember Georgia being like. Lots of trees. They got that Spanish moss down there. That's a little different. I don't know if I could get used to the idea of Spanish moss hanging from trees and little bugs falling out of them. Yeah, I could deal without all that. Trying to get a little bit better at looking out the side windows and continuing to drive straight. Got to practice that every once in a while. To Florida. Yeah, it's doing that thing again where it says press E to stop the engine. I don't need to stop the engine right now. It's a little weird that it would say that. The game did function normally yesterday. 77,300 pounds. When I had the glitch that forced me to end the video early yesterday. That wasn't a game problem. That was me not... I didn't want to take the time to pause the game and escape and reset the audio and do all that, so I just pushed on and did the commentary thinking it would be okay, and it just, when I went to edit, it was just awful, so I didn't include it in the video I posted. But that window popping up with the press E to stop the engine thing, that's a little strange. Actually, no, it's not doing it now. Maybe the next time it pops up, I'll hit the E button just to see what happens. Just to kind of test it, see if it's a visual glitch or if it's actually a code that'll shut down the engine while I'm driving. See if that... Oh, we'll see what happens. If I leave the GPS up, though, I have a feeling it'll just stay with the GPS. I know I gotta stay on 95. Come on. So I'll get rid of it for now. If I see it later, maybe I'll hit that E button just to see what happens. Went school supply shopping last night. That's always fun. I think I've said several times my kids are all in high school or older. So school supply shopping for me is pretty easy. It's just pens and folders and binders and paper, and that's about it. You know, they don't need all the stuff like you need when you're in grade school. But it was kind of funny watching all the other parents in the school supply section, like, fighting with their kids, arguing with their kids, telling their kids to stop being brats. You know, kids wanting one kind of folder and the parents saying, no, we don't need to spend that much on this kind of school supply. And I wanted to drag the parent aside and be like, hey, tell them to do it on their own. There's nothing wrong with giving the kid the list and saying, here. It was just kind of funny to watch. Girl explodes at dad, dad explodes at girl, mom explodes at dad, saying don't yell at the kids in the store, but of course she's yelling at the husband in the store. That's all fun. But I like school supply time. I get to go and buy myself I stock up on pens and folders. I had some cool notebooks with... They're really expensive, actually, for notebooks. Just notebooks, regular notebooks. But one had a Corvette on the cover, one had a Camaro, one had a Mustang, and one had a Challenger. I was telling my wife, I'm like, man, that'd be kind of cool to have. But I don't really need to spend $10 on notebooks just to have a picture of a car on the front. So I just decided those are the folders I would have bought if I was in the market, and put them back. I'm sitting here at a computer desk now that's got a top drawer full of notebooks with 4 pages used. So yeah, I don't need more clutter. I ended up buying some Post-it notes and I had something else in the cart. I can't remember what it was. I was going to donate to the church, the kids' room kind of stuff. And I saw a pen set that I wanted. So I put back the Post-it notes and I put back the other supplies that I was going to donate to our church. And I bought myself a pen set. Well, it didn't really exactly replace. I just decided to buy the pen set for the church instead of the stuff I had originally put in the cart. I volunteer a little bit of time at the church, so I have a little space that I get to do some work at. So the pens will actually be for me to use at the church while I'm doing some work for the kids' programs. It's getting to be that time of year again when all those kids programs are kicking off and picking back up, I guess I should say. The school year starting right about now for all of us, either this week or next week for all the kids. It will be nice when all the kids are back in school. Get them out of the house as a requirement. You can beg and plead and order and scream and try and get the kids to go outside and do something, but they don't want to, so okay, go to school. Can't get out of that. That means when I have a day off of work in the middle of the week, I get to actually do what I want to do instead of listen to the kids asking me for money and buy me this and take me here. Them being in school is a nice little break. Don't get me wrong, I love my kids. I love spending time with them, but enough is enough. Go back to school. So if you're a kid out there watching this video, yeah, you know what? Your parents want you to go to school because they want a break. I guess the most frustrating thing is kids asking me all summer long, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? It's like, come on, man. Entertain yourself for a few minutes. Gosh. We schedule vacations, we schedule outings, but it's like if there's not something scheduled every minute of every day, it's like, well, I say entertain yourself. I mean entertain yourself in a productive way, so you're not just sitting on your phone for 16 hours a day. And of course, 8 months from now, I'll be like, oh, I'm so glad they're off. We get to spend more time together. We'll see. When we were at the store last night, buying school supplies, we had to walk through the store just to see if there was anything else we needed. I almost bought my first Christmas present of the year. It's the first week of August. Already thinking about Christmas presents. It's never too early. Boca Raton. Coming up on Boca Raton. I don't know exactly where that's at in the state of Florida. That's not much of a geographical help for me. Try this one more time. Come on, straighten it up. Oh my goodness. Oof. That one wasn't quite as good as the first one. Really not a whole lot to look at down here in Central Florida. Palm trees, blue skies. For some reason, they seem to like pink buildings. A nuclear power plant. That is really cool. I don't think I've seen one of those in American Truck Simulator before. I can only assume that there's really a nuclear power plant down there somewhere. Check the map real quick. I don't even know where I'm at. So is there a nuclear power plant down there around Walmart? Yeehaw Junction, so north of Boca Raton, south of Orlando. It's got to be right. Wow, we've driven pretty far. You know what? I think we're going to wrap this video up. That way it doesn't get too long. We can wrap it up with another short video tomorrow. See if we can find a rest stop. Ouch. That was pretty bad. Let me look at this map real quick. I see the gas. I want to see if there's... Yeah, I don't need to stop at this one. I need to go to the next one. I'll stop down here at this one. So the next stop I will stop. Just cut this guy off. So I don't know if this is Fort Lauderdale, if this is Boca Raton. This is Boca Raton, now that I see the sign. So we'll stop here, we'll gas up. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so we'll get some rest. I'm making enough money on this trip, I don't care if it's late. Actually, let's take a look and see when it's due. Today's Tuesday at... We have until tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Oops, sorry about that. We have until tomorrow afternoon to finish this job. So, we're going to stop in Boca Raton. See what's going on. And tomorrow we'll have a short trip, short video, wrap this thing up and make our big bucks. Maybe we can go buy a garage or something. Coevo silver, not Quavo. Coevo. Here's our stop. We are going to stop for gas first. I was looking at the mechanic there. All right, let's gas up. You know, one thing I did forget to mention, I wrote down my mileage last time, so 76.9 gallons. And we are at, let's see, that was 58.19. Can't really tell. Is that 6302 or 6502? So I'm going to say 6382. Yeah, we'll figure all that math out later. Give me something to do. Sorry for the delay. Just figuring out. Writing down my numbers so I can figure out my mileage. I've always wondered what kind of mileage these things get. Not in real life, I'm talking about in the game. Well, I was going to try and turn right to be on the right side of that concrete median, but never mind. Don't need to take out any gas pumps. Alright, where are the pavement markings on this thing? Wait, it's gonna let me stop right here, so I'm gonna... If it's gonna let me stop here, I'm gonna stop right here. Sweet. Alright, we'll wrap it up for now. Let's see. Let me do that math problem real quick. Grab the old calculator here. 6382 minus 5819 is 563 miles. And I took 76.9 gallons of gas. So I got 7.3 miles per gallon on that trip. Well, with that little tidbit of information, I'll let you go. We'll end the video, and I'll see you next time. Till then.